And I'll be honest with you, man. I remember as a kid going to see Alcorn State, which was quarterbacked by Steve McNair.
Hmm.
And I actually got an autograph from Steve McNair. And just being a dumb kid, I'm like, Alcorn State, I've never heard of this place. Like, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I don't
Yeah.
care about this autograph. Hindsight, you know. Um, but yeah, so that is definitely something that has got a lot more attention, especially when Jamil Hill did that article. So I was just sort of wondering if that was something that was even talked about, and to the detriment of us all at that time. Yeah, it's something that wasn't even really talked about that much, but I'm glad it's getting the shine that it's getting now. If you don't mind, could you just tell me, so coming from Lewisburg, making your way to the big city, what culturally was that like? Were you like scared, I guess is maybe not the best word, but like, so the stereotypes that you get living in Tennessee about what Manhattan's going to be, did those impact you at all, or did you find those to be true, or what was your experience there?
Yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't. I didn't really have that. I mean, also, I mean, you know me, but the people listening, man, I'm very confident in myself, so I'm not thinking you're gonna throw me in any situation that I can't like handle it. Like, you know what I mean? You throw me in the deep end, I'm gonna swim. And so, I mean, it's even like in my head, like I was just not going to D1 because I wanted to start early. Like, if you'd have sent me to, UT, eventually I would have been starting. Like, that's how I just thought in my head. I wasn't intimidated about New York. I was like, okay, I want to go up here. Like, it's a new place, big city. Like, I'm just excited to see it. Um, and it's also, again, like, I think the biggest thing I learned was like growing up in your small town and then you're part of the world, you really don't have a grasp of how small your bubble is and how small your area is. And you tend to think that, like, through the things you see on TV and different random people you interact with that may have moved from another state, like you feel like you have a grasp of the world. And that was the biggest thing when I got to New York and got to, like, the Ivy Leagues. That I'm like, yo, I don't know anything. Like, I mean, growing up in Tennessee, like, I mean, really and truly is basically is black, white, Mexican. Like, that's it. Like, I go up to New York and all of a sudden I see a black dude look just like me. I say, what's up? And he's speaking Spanish. Like, throwing me off. Like, I like did not even expect that. Or just, just everybody's like from all these different places. And then there's all like these different like subgroups of people. And it's just every time you walk down to a different block, like all the street signs change to a different language, and just all the smells and stuff are different. So I started to just really realize like how big the world was, and for me it was humbling and it also exciting because it was just like there was so much new stuff for me to learn that like I just didn't know existed. And now it's not like something like, oh, I'm watching on History Channel or watching someone's like educational channel learning about another culture. Like, I'm literally living this. Like, the person down the hall from me, like, literally has just moved over from India, like from Punjab. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's where he grew up. So like when he talks about going home for break, I'm talking about going to Lewisburg. He's talking about going back to India. So like just the chance to learn all those cultures. So I think that was just really exciting. But it was overwhelming that first year. I mean, it was a lot of adjustments. And then, I mean, obviously you're at an Ivy League school, like the level of education and what they expect as far as in the classroom. Like, I always talk about, like, for my first class, so just kind of give you an understanding of the difference of, okay, you can make the grades to get in, but what kind of education were you actually given? So in Lewisburg, we had a calculus class that you could take, like pre-calc, but they only offered it during fourth block, which was football, because they assumed that no football players are really going to be taking it. So I go through, didn't get to take pre-calc, go to college, and the lowest level math they're offering is Calc 1A. I'm in that class, and literally in the first 30 minutes of my first class, they've covered everything I've ever learned in math.
Wow.
And so, like, I'm lost. Like, I am so lost. Like, I was lost the entire year. And then, mind you, that you still got 20 to 25 hours of football. So that was more of the thing that, like, so consumed me for my first year or so being there. New York was just kind of a background. It was just like, that's happening, but I don't see any of New York. My entire world is within this 4 block of my classes and then getting on the bus to go uptown to practice. But like, I didn't really feel like I lived in New York until probably mid-spring of being up there.